Joseph To, founder and CEO of SignKeys, will be our last speaker of the day. Joseph is a serial entrepreneur, investor, blockchain leader, and founder of FinTech Association. He's an ex-Credit Suisse, Accenture head of technology consulting, and has more than 20 years experience having successfully started and managed several award-winning businesses in software, Ethernet, brand management companies, including early-stage deal sourcing, industry partnerships, and he delivered a lot of next-generation industry award-winning digital platforms. The title of his talk today will be Solving the Biggest Problems in Blockchain. So let's put our hands together to welcome Joseph.
Thank you, thank you.
Thank you.
Right. How are we all doing today? Yeah, you just had your lunch and I'm the last session. Hopefully not to stop you from drinks. But look, I want to just share with you today what I believe to be the biggest problem in blockchain and how we solve that, okay? So let me just start by talking about technology itself, yeah, and its relevance. Now, if we look at this common axe, you might think, well, this piece of axe, you know, long time ago was quite a powerful piece of kit. It actually made 250 dinosaurs go extinct. Now, technology is not just power on itself, it's got to be all about relevance. Now, do you know this guy? Alan Kay. If you're into programming, if you're a bit of a techie, he's the father of object-oriented programming. And what does technology mean to him? It's all about relevance, right? And to him, technology is anything that was born or invented after him, you were born. Now, how is it different and relevant to someone like my wife? She believes technology is something that doesn't work. Okay? Yeah. But let me put it back into the context of the key problems in blockchain, because that's what we're here all to listen and talk about. Okay? So you probably heard about things like scalability. Yeah, all the sharding, forking, etc. Yeah, who's heard of that? Yeah. Well, let me tell you, it's also very complex. Not many people understand it. You know, people think it's Bitcoin, people think it's payments. There's stuff around cost of the network, gas fees. You've all heard about that. What about the stuff around network performance, speed, the block size? What about things like, oh, what if you make a human error? What if you enter data that's wrong? You can't do a rollback. What about even the size of the network? These are all problems that, you know, there's environmental impacts right now with mining. You saw all the electricity fees associated with blockchain mining. Any value system that has that issue, let alone, you know, if you're quantum computing. I think Carl earlier from Accenture spoke about if you're quantum computing, guess what? The whole, you know, notion of 51% consensus goes out the door. So what happens then? Let alone stuff around, hey, what about the regulations? I mean, the banking system is regulated. What about this whole blockchain market, crypto market, and the use case behind that? Well, let me tell you, this is not the biggest issue in blockchain. Let me tell you what the bigger issue is. The fact that the biggest issue, or one of the bigger issue, is the fact that, look, if I use this analogy of the electrical power plug, yeah, why is the US power plug different in voltage, let alone the plug, to someone in Singapore, where you use the UK plug with a 3-prong, with an earth pin, it's 240 volt, whereas US is 110. Tesla invented AC, yeah, but why are all these blockchains, one's Ethereum, one's Bitcoin, one's NEM, one's NEO, Stellar? Let me tell you, there isn't one blockchain. And for you, if you have this idealistic world that one blockchain will rule the world, I'm sorry, I disagree with you. Right now, one of the bigger problems is one blockchain being able to talk to another blockchain. Yeah? The second biggest problem is the reality says it's very fragmented in a way that, hey, if you're a blockchain project or you're a program or a platform, unfortunately, 99% of systems in the world aren't on blockchain. It's reality. So guess what you have to do? You still got to integrate. You still got to be able to plug in. Yeah? And you're stuck with some legacy platforms, at least in the next couple of years or longer. Yeah? We're not all on blockchain today. Now, what's the biggest problem? Okay, blockchain, we spoke about trust and all secure. It's based on cryptography, peer-to-peer, consensus model, etc., etc. But why on earth are people still losing their money, let alone getting stuff stolen? If blockchain is so secure, right? You've heard all this news about every exchange, everyone. I mean, I even personally got hacked myself. Yeah. So why is that the case? Okay. Now, fortunately, there are some solutions out there, and they're hardware-based. So everything in software, unfortunately, I hate to say it, can be hacked. Yeah. But there are hardware solutions, and hardware solutions are currently the most secure. Yeah? If some of you have own cryptocurrency or own one of these, USB keys? Yes? Okay, you're probably familiar with that one. I can't name the brand, but you're familiar with this one? What do they have all in common? They all work through a desktop and you've got to plug it in. Now, let me ask you a simple question. Who carries a USB key around today? Anyone? Anyone? No one, okay. So let me ask a second question. Who here does not have a mobile phone? Okay, it's very simple, right? Not rocket science here. So guess what we've done? What we've noticed that even the USB key type, security platforms that you see, there's only about 1 million devices out there on the market, and they're still in a backlog. But the cryptocurrency users, or let's say if that's one use case, there's about 25 million of them. But do you know what the mobile usage is right now? Have a guess. 7.1 billion. 7.1 billion. And guess what we've done? What we've created is a hardware-rooted vault, a digital vault on your mobile. Not only have we done that, we've actually created a secure transport layer. So no point having it's like having a bank vault and taking a cash out on an open shopping trolley. Yeah? But we've also created a development kit to accelerate adoption. Now, here's the crazy thing. That's already existing on your mobile. If your mobile today is less than 4.5 years old, guess what? Our technology is already in there. Now, what does that mean? We have solved distribution, okay? What that means is today, if I challenge you to roll out 1.5 billion devices and do it in 10 seconds, could you do that? Because with a USB key, you can't. I'm sorry, but physically the inventory will kill the network. So I put a simple analogy like this. See this bank vault? That's really what we've done on your mobile phone. And you've had an armored guard to secure the transport. And what we realized doing one project is, adoption is very important. So no point having some very secure vault and having your transport. No one knows how to code it or use it. So what we've done is, obviously, how many people know assembler coding here? I mean, not many, right? It's very, very hard to find graduates who know how to do that. I'm not saying they don't exist, but very, very hard. If you're here, any of you, I'll hire you today, okay? But what we've done is also made it relevant by putting a software development kit on board. So if you're out of uni, you could use this. You know C#, guess what? If you're on a Microsoft platform today, you can adopt this platform. And in the process, guess what we've done? Hey, don't get me wrong. I mean, there are a lot of great projects out there, individual projects out there. But let's face it, they're going to be fairly siloed. They're going to still have to fix two things. One is your endpoint, and two, they're going to have to get this distributed everywhere. Now, I'm not saying that's not possible, but it's very, very hard. But what we've done is we've solved the endpoint already. So today, on your mobile that you already have today, guess what we've done? We've created that platform. And what that allows us to do is basically solve things like identity, payments, let alone cryptocurrency, in a very seamless and unified way. And this is the other crazy thing. we don't just want to create our products. We allow you to create your own products. So if you have a brand, if you want to adopt our platform, you create your own brand and adopt our platform. We have a B2C product, which is obviously a wallet, but we also have a B2B product where, hey, if you're, I don't know which platform or project you own, you need us. If you believe two things, one is mobile is the future, and you believe hardware security is the way to solve some of these challenges. Okay. Now, here's the crazy. I mentioned that figure before. Not only have we done it for 1.5 billion devices, it's the only platform today that's FIPS 140 certified. Now, if you're in military, you'll know what that means. It's military spec. Yeah, it's government certified. This is real. Not only that, I think Carl mentioned earlier that, what happens if quantum computing exists, yeah, and takes over the world? Well, guess what? This is quantum computing proof, so it's scalable, yeah. And it's right now currently the world's first trusted input display device. So based on, if you've got, I think the only main device is around the Samsung products, but you've got an unlimited array of potential around this product, and we offer it to you today, not yesterday. This is some of our device lists. I won't go through the Microsoft. You can if you become one of our partners, you can have this list. This is our B2C product. You can actually white label it, so we don't really care whether it's our brand or your brand. If you want it today, you can have it today. Okay. This is some of the comparison. I mean, I don't want to go bore you with the details, but basically it solves a lot of different things, including loyalty programs, not just around cryptocurrency, etc. This is a team. We've got experts. We've got guys from, who's worked on the technology that's embedded into our platform. Guys who used to work on NSA launching missiles off mobile phones. Right? We've had the head of mobility for Accenture join us. Yeah. And there's guys who know how to build scalable platforms, like guys who've done, do you think Nasdaq infrastructure is pretty big? Now ask someone who's actually run that and you'll understand it's pretty massive, uptime, etc. Let alone, there's obviously an array of other platforms as well. But look, I don't want to bore you with the details right now, but you can definitely follow us. We've got various different channels here. And, look for the news. But that's all I want to really share with you today. So thank you. Okay?
Thank you, Joseph.